right, guys. So why is community the best marketing tactic? That's according to me, of course. I'm not pretending that's like the best of the best. That's what I want to share with you. So the community is a group of people that have a certain passion, a certain goal, right? And we need to, we can actually help people connect and bring them together, just like we're here on this call, to learn, for example. So, or to do so many different things and to be like best advocates for our brands. So what is this whole buzz about the communities? The thing is that communities have immense power. And maybe you are not even familiar with just how much the people who are driven by some desire or some passion, they can do, right? So let's dive in a bit what the communities are all about. So as I said, the community is a group of people who are driven by an idea or a certain mission. They connect, they share their thoughts, they learn more from each other, and they grow also together. They can be small, they can be big, they can be online, they can be offline, local, global, so many more. After this presentation, you will get the slides, and you will also get a much more in-depth report with the ideas and more of a strategic and structured approach to building a community. So you will have that, and you can learn so much more about the communities. So think about, when you were interested, I don't know, in you wanted to start running and you needed new shoes, right? Who would you ask for advice about, the stuff that you don't know anything about, right? You would either ask a single person that you know, a runner, right? Or you could go to a group of, I don't know, certain runners on Facebook, and you can ask them for their opinions. And later, I will also share the stories of the exact situations when people are exchanging information and therefore building a community somehow. So yes, people come to other people, whether it's one person or a bunch of people, for referrals, for the information, for insider info as well. And people can be advocates for anything you are doing or anything that they are passionate about. So the same people who are running, you probably know those people. And if they're not running, they're doing yoga, or they're vegan, or they love puppies instead of cats, or cats instead of puppies. They would be advocating for what they are doing, right? For what they are passionate about. They actually can become the very audience you want to attract, or they have become your audience already. Because there could be groups about running and puppies, but there can also be groups about freelancing, right? Or there could be groups about living in a certain country, in a certain city. And depending on what you do and what your aim is, these people can actually be the people who could listen to your specific message. And even small communities can be really beneficial to what we are doing. And I'm also talking about the monetary retribution, because they can support our initiatives, our activities. And in order to actually make it work, we need to give first. And this is where I will insist, and I will try to, transfer this knowledge to you, that giving first is the best tactic ever. And not even tactic, is just how our human psychology and human interactions really work. We're not, so many people are making this example about marketing in general. You're not coming to a first date and start, selling yourself. Here I am, here I do this, I do that. You try to learn more about this person first. At least that's like the best dates that I've had. They will be about the kind of common interest in each other, and not only talking about me. And that's where you can also maybe learn a bit more from people who've done more than me, like Grant, who talked yesterday. You can access back the interview with him when he was talking about Neil Patel's brand and just how much value they were given first in order to grow this big. So why do you want to give first? Like, why on earth should you give away, pay it forward, provide value, and all the synonyms of that? Because trust, guys, trust. You know it yourself, probably. You can think about the examples that when we invest time into building trust, into a long-term relationship, a friendship, when we think about our family members, not like today, but long-term, we have trust with them. We invest in into making them happy, into helping them, into making sure that they feel safe and secure. And this builds trust. And you probably can tell me better, like how much time did it take to gain the trust or to build trust with someone? It was not one day. It was not a message. It was not just one thing that you did. It was a bunch of things. And you can probably even find that exact moment when the trust was built. So you felt extremely comfortable, right? So trust is really important. Trust towards a brand, trust towards a personal brand, a company brand, an NGO brand, is it's the critical thing for our businesses, because this is the only thing that makes people come back. So I told you why. I hope I explained it. And if not, please answer the questions. And afterwards, I will do my best to ask the questions. I will do my best to answer them. So how can you now build a successful community? And I'm talking about the successful community, meaning where you have this trust. And here we'll have a lot of stories. So decide on the size. First of all, how much is enough? How many people are enough? Because when we come into thinking about our business and our growth, we want to have as much as possible. We want to sell as much as possible, have as many clients as possible. But is it actually necessary? And maybe for what you're doing, the thousands of people are not necessary. They are not helping you be meaningful. For example, there is this postal carrier next door that I deliver my parcels to, and the lady there, she knows me by name, but she actually remembered me from the very first time I was there. I don't speak any Bulgarian almost, and I was struggling to explain her that my parcel was lost and it should be here. And she saw my documents, and then she solved the problem, and we basically a year after only I came back, and she remembered my name. This is kind of a very small community here. Her post office, where she can, at this time, she can only have one person per per office. But I'm sure I'm not the only one whose name she remembers. So that's something, right? Something to like. And I'm actually the advocate of their postal service, to be honest, because there are others, and I say no, guys, this is the best, just because this person remembers my name. So wouldn't it be nice to know their names? Maybe you have a business, like your clients, you know them all by name, right? But if you have a service or something, wouldn't it be nice to, build this kind of rapport with people so they can come back and they can feel really, really appreciated? There is this very, very classic piece of information for you, 1000 True Fans by Karen Kelly. I linked it in this presentation if you haven't read it yet. He is talking about the very mathematical fact that for us to be able to pay our bills and to make sure that our businesses are growing, we probably need more than 1000 really, really dedicated followers or fans. And this is what these are the examples. For example, one thing would be a theater in English and improv that I'm doing here in Sofia. This is not my community, but I'm a very big friend with the people who organize it. And I really love it. And we're not so many people, and we all know each other. So these girls who are passionate about improv, they organize people together. They said, hey, we have this fantastic thing. in English, because there are some things in Bulgarian here for foreigners living here. And it's a very close community. We're not so many, and this is the beauty of it. The same thing that I created for some of my friends. We're 10 at most. Well, we're 10. And this is the girl support community. And we have calls and we support each other. We share information like resources, like meditations, podcasts, and stuff like that. It gives me and to the girls amazing value. Just feel appreciated and important. So that's something that you can do as well. Listen and adjust. That's the second point. This is how you can make it work for you long term. Your audience will change. If, for example, you are writing content for young people eventually will grow older and they will not be in your audience. So there will be more new people, and the generation change their needs, change their desires, and formats in which they perceive the information will change. So you will need to pay attention to that. Or those people who you talk to, who you send messages to, who you want to be your customers, they will also change as you grow, as you change, right? When you're a freelancer, single freelancer, one day you want to have clients who, I don't know, like dog grooming, people who are interested in dog grooming services, right? You as a marketer, because you're passionate about dogs, you know everything about dogs, so you can help them grow their dog grooming businesses. Then next day you want to do it with cats. So you need to pay attention to who you are and what you do, and also to the audience itself, because they will change, and you owe it to them. You owe them to stay relevant, because they are investing their time in you, right? And more about psychology and more about learning different techniques about marketing, you can learn together with Andrea today. And yeah, I linked her presentation afterwards for if you want to access it later. For example, the Bulletin, they've been around for almost 60 years. They started as a print magazine, and not even the one that you see here, that's the last year's one. But it was like 4 to 8 pages, paper. And they started writing the news and sharing information with the mainly British people living in Belgium back in the day in English. And eventually, internet came and they got a website. Social media came. We are on social media. We are growing by day, and it's really, really big. Magazine. This last year, it was the last time when they published the magazine, because with the current situation, the current condition, print is not relevant anymore as much. So that's a lot about adjusting and learning what's the need of the audience, right? And sometimes it will be not what you want. Like print, for example, is a very beautiful idea, but cannot last long. Love them. That's where we're coming back to, providing the value, giving first, giving back, and paying it forward. Court them. Think about it as a relationship. How would you, treat a person that you really love? Show them respect, show them care, make them feel special, because they actually are. And I also found a great resource for you, Harvard Business Review article here that I linked. It's talking about what a good community is and what it is not. For example, you're thinking of membership maybe for a community, but probably it's not a good idea. Later today, just after this talk, you can see the presentation with Erendis, who will be talking about LinkedIn community specifically. For examples of love, examples of making an effort. Our Slack here at Freelance Business, that we really give a lot of our love to. We ask for opinions, for ideas. We actually sometimes rant about situations that we're not exactly very happy as freelancers. We give each other support, and this is something really beautiful. Ask Alina afterwards how you can join. Or something that I was really that I really loved. That's a friend of mine, Lizzie, and I will talk about her community in a second. She is an illustrator and she just published a book, and she launched first the campaign on Kickstarter, and she mobilized all of her networks. That's her community. And along the way, as people were, supporting her, and actually she over delivered in terms of things that she did for the community. She was updating us all the time, and about like small things. Hey guys, I want to have this kind of print on the cover, and this is how much it costs. She was really, really precise. She was being very, very generous with her love towards the people who gave her support. Have a hero. It's a fun thing. It's something that you can play with. It can be like, it's a hero. It's someone who is the kind of mentor or a figure to follow that you can, just kind of use as a speaker for your brand. So, for example, that's Lizzie's hero. It is Gloomy Babooni. Her book is about feeling sad and how that it is okay to feel sad. And when she was communicating with her, with us, the backers, for her campaign, she was basically referring to him as a living thing. Gloomy Babooni is happy that we are supporting each other, and that we can share this message. It doesn't have to be, because this seems like childish, and something doesn't have to be like that. You can use the example of the cow, Rosie the cow from Shane's talk yesterday. You can check it. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so that's the idea with this kind of mascot, with the hero. Then fifth thing, be positive. Positive message, positive impact, positive ideas, long term, are much more valuable. We can have groups and communities about, I don't know, celebrities and this kind of trolling stuff, but that's long term. It's not the best. It doesn't give the best value. So think about how you can help people. Think about the good that you can do to them. You see, all the messages, all of the takeaways that I'm giving you are kind of coming back to giving. And think that being positive and striving to make a positive impact long term and also short term sometimes pays off like tenfold. So this is an example of our community at Open Sofia. One of the things that I'm doing that Alina mentioned. First, it was a Facebook group, just one person, then 2, then 10, then 100. Now we are 30, over the 30,000 people 6 years afterwards. The community was created by one of the foreigners, and almost 2 years ago, we teamed up, just as I moved to Bulgaria. We teamed up and we created a website to share the information, to put it together from the group, which was kind of scattered all over the place, people asking the same questions. We thought to make it better. And actually now we are 40 people in the team, 40 volunteers. So everyone is driven by passion and driven by this mission. And actually here, Božidar is part of the team as well. We have, and you can see the picture of us. That's not all of us. Those are fantastic people, but that's not all of us. And many of us are abroad. Many of us are, doing so many other things. And just by passion, just by desire to give back, to help the people, we grow. I can tell you, like, we grow massively. We are growing massively. Educate and inspire. Take the responsibility. It's not, sometimes it's not like a desirable thing. We don't all want to take responsibility for things, but think about it again in a positive way, that as you know something, as you've learned something, as you have experienced some things, you can lead people to make better choices, to do better for themselves, right? To learn how, for example, to do better marketing, or how to make a business that is about collaboration and support, and not about sell. So you can do that and think about it, even if you are not one, think about it as being a good caring parent for your audience. Make, praise them and inspire them, and also help them, learn the things that they don't know they need to know, and help them, be better. That's how we do it here, or at least we are really, really working hard on it. We are trying to solve two main struggles that our community members have, which is first, sense of belonging, right? We all want to have like-minded people around us, and we also want to feel secure and safe. And in our situation, it's translated into providing the best information that we can find about freelancing, because it is scary, it is a lot of work, we don't know where we are going, we don't know how to do this and that. There are so many responsibilities. So we are trying to alleviate these pains and trying to help as much as we can. So yeah, you can also, if you are not already, which I'm sure most of you are, be part of the community and help each other. And this is where we have this, magic exchange between all of us. So my main takeaway, if you want to get somewhere, if you want to get something like growth for your business, you need to give first. This is the law of the universe. And yeah, connect with me. These are some resources that I really love, some communities that I love, that I swear by and I want everyone to know about. So you will learn why. You see, they are really good at building a community, apparently. Yeah, so thank you guys. I'm ready for questions.